All right, folks, we're here with longtime head coach, Coach Chris Adams there. So, Coach, coming off of the sixth straight winning season and a berth in the state semifinal game, an amazingly high winning percentage, the best one for Ledford in a long time. Um, Contrasting that with what you think you're gonna be seeing, or what the whole Wahlberg community is gonna see. What differences do you see with last year's team as opposed to what you're seeing so far in this team?
Well, every year is a different year, and we've tried to preach to the kids that this is going to be a different type season. You know, we had some really good players last year. We had a great season, but we've also told them that season's over, and it's now up to this team to leave their mark. So, you know, this year you'll see a lot of new guys on defense, a lot of faces that maybe were in backup roles last year, or maybe were even JV players last year. But these guys, they fly around, they're strong, they're fast. They just got to get comfortable playing together. So, you know, again, on defense, we'll see quite a few new faces. On offense, you know, our offensive line has the most returning experience. We got 4 guys back there that we feel really good about. Our tight end play so far has been great. You know, Owen Finley and Nate Carr have done a great job. At quarterback, those will be 2 new faces. We moved Walker, who was our quarterback at the end of the season last year, into more of a slot type receiver. We'd like to move him around and make it difficult for defenses really to know where he's at. And then we like what our guys on the perimeter can do. We think we got some guys who we can get the ball to them in space. They can make some things happen. And we hope Christian Franklin has a great season at tailback running behind that offensive line.
Okay. As you said about the depth of experience that you guys have, so it looks, taking a look at you guys' roster, it looks like you guys have a fairly nice mix of both lower and upperclassmen on your roster. You said you had to shift some people around because of maybe some strengths. You said, what do you think is going to be the key on offense to get the ball rolling as far as scoring for the Panthers this year?
Well, we're a run-first football team, and we go into any game, we want to establish the run, and then once we get that established, that opens up what we like to do the rest of the game. You know, we want to throw it. We're not pass happy necessarily, but we know we've got to throw the ball to be able to win football games. We like to take a lot of pride in our play action game. And we got some guys, again, who we think we can throw the ball deep to, and they can run under it and make some plays. But again, that'll all start with our guys up front, and that is an experienced group coming back. But we want to play a physical, smash mouth, old school, if you want to call it that, type football game to where we win time of possession, we're physical, and our guys know that we want to get after it and take care of the football. You can't have turnovers. And again, we've taken a lot of pride so far in that. Early season, we've done a really nice job of that. Our scrimmages, guys have done a good job of taking care of the football. So, we hope we can keep on keeping on, but we think offensively we've got a lot of different parts that can make us a very unique and fun to watch offense as the season progresses.
Speaking of the season, you guys have, it looks like you're going to get a pretty good test on this Friday, your first game against Glenn, which even though they had a little bit of a slip last year as far as record goes, they had several big wins. Then later on in the season, you're going to have 2 other, on paper at least, tough games with Randleman and North Davidson. And then this to that, no matter how good the talent pool is at area teams like Lexington and Townsville, you're always going to get their best. So looking at the schedule, at least as a theoretical matter, you guys have 5 tough games, and then other folks that you're always going to get your best. How do you think the design of the schedule is going to help make you guys a better and more prepared team to make another run at the state championship this year?
Well, we think Glenn and Randleman are going to give us a very good test early in the season. Glenn will be as athletic as anybody we play all year, and we've had a physical, tough football game with those guys last year, and having them coming over to our place first game of the year will be a tough test for us. So, we know we've got to be ready for that one. Randleman, we've had 2 years in a row battles with them. Always well coached, always physical, tough football team. And again, Glenn and Randleman will be 2 really good non-conference games for us. We're in a 10-team league, so we don't get a lot of non-conference games. We got to be ready come week 3 for that first conference game, which will be West Davidson. And we hope Glenn and Randleman will give us 2 games that we can really play good people, evaluate ourselves, continue to identify strengths and weaknesses, and continue to make adjustments. Again, this is a new team, and guys are playing some different spots, so they need to get some game snaps and get it done under the lights to get them more comfortable with what we're asking them to do. When we get into conference play, our conference, it's a rival game every night. A lot of really well-coached football teams, a lot of just natural rivalries. The people in our county get excited about the matchups. We play everybody really in our county. We add in Salisbury and South Rowan. And I think in our league, it's going to be a tough night every night, But we've just got to go 1 week at a time. I know it's cliche, kind of coach speak, but really with this team, that's where we are. We're going to be week to week. We got to continue to get better. We got to continue to work on the little things. And I really think if we can stay healthy, you'll see this team get better and better and better as the year goes on. But I think in our league, every night, we're going to have to strap it on and be ready to play. There's a lot of parity in our league. Again, there's a lot of really good coaching that goes on in our league. So, we've got to be prepared. We've got to be ready. And I think at the end of the season, again, if we can get guys in the right places and we can stay healthy and they do what we think we're capable of, we'll be right there at the end of the season, hopefully playing for the top spot in the league and a high seed in the playoffs. That's certainly our goal. We don't want to take a step backwards. We've got a lot of pride, a lot of tradition. This program's at a really good place right now. We want to keep on moving forward.
I think you covered a lot of ground. There's just one kind of a question that really is beyond your ability to control. But what do you think are and you guys have changed the classification recently, you and North Davis. What do you think are the long and short-term implications of changing classification as far as your ability to have all the talent that you've had in the past? Or is it you're just focusing on football with the number of players and the type of play that you already have?
Yeah, we really don't even think about the classification. We're in the league that the state puts us in, and we think we're in a very competitive league. We're in a fun league, again, because there's a lot of natural county rivalries in it, a lot of good coaching friends. There's a lot of good relationships that are in this conference and in this county and in this league, so that makes it fun. There's not a lot of travel. There's a lot of pluses to being in this league. Generally, your gates are going to be a little bit better because you're playing people that aren't very far away, and generally people that travel well, and every game means so much. But at the end of the night, you got to be able, regardless of what classification you're in, you better be able to block well, you better tackle, and you better take care of the football and be solid in the special teams. And that don't matter if you're 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. The games, people like to make the game sometimes more complicated than it really is, but it boils down to which team's going to block, which team's going to tackle, and who's going to take care of the football. So we're excited to be in the conference that we're in. We think at the end of the day, at the end of the season, that we're going to be battle tested based on our non-conference opponents, and then every night in our league will be a different style and a different type team that we have to face. And hopefully we're prepared, ready to go come playoff time. That's when you want to be playing your best, and certainly that'll be a goal of ours as this season moves forward.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for covering as much ground as you did, and I know the whole Warburg community is looking forward to an outstanding season. Thank you.
Thank you. We're excited, looking forward to it.